Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new GameItAll.com podcast. I'm Lucas Grimm.
What up? It's Pino25. I have hair in
And
my mouth.
it is February 26th, 2022, and we are here to catch you up with some gaming news. Of course, there's a lot going on here in the last week.
Yes.
So, I mean, in general in the world. So, yeah.
There's always general in the world a million things going on.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
We're going to strictly cover on the gaming stuff, not
yes.
we're not a news channel.
No, we are not. Go to you can go to CBC if you're in Canada, or CTV if you're in the States. There's MSNBC or CNN or whatever.
And if you get your news from YouTube, Phil DeFranco, I will always promote that guy's work. So, that's
there's a million different things. All right. So essentially, in the past 2 weeks, the biggest fucking games have come out. We had Horizon. We also had Elden Ring yesterday, and then next week we have Gran Turismo coming out. So we'll be talking more about that.
March is ridiculous.
Fucking nuts. And also a very Sony, oh my god, look at this exclusive with Ghostwire. I'm fucking pumped for Ghostwire. But yeah, tons of shit. So, but other than that, there's been a million other things going on. Capcom had their big old fucking look at this countdown timer for a while.
So we definitely gotta talk about that part, because that countdown timer was counting down to something big. And
people thought, there were some people that were like, oh, it could be Resi related, and I'm like, nah, probably not, because we just got 8 not that long ago.
Yes, we do know that there's DLC coming, so that did make sense to me that it could have been
but
Resi
I don't think that they would do a countdown timer for DLC. It's something big. It's something like that people have been waiting for. And then there was a lot of people that were speculating Street Fighter, and come to find out, it was Street Fighter.
Those people were right, and it was indeed Street Fighter 6. I mean, they finished off Street Fighter 5's DLC with the new Luke character, and that was it. We're done with Street Fighter. Now let's work on 6. Luke was actually supposed to be pretty much the intro to 6. He's the first character that we know is absolutely confirmed for Street Fighter 6.
Well, same as Ryu.
And now we know Ryu, because the trailer was...
but Ryu is a given.
Yeah, Ryu's a given. He's been there through every Street Fighter. So
if you don't have Ryu or Ken, you don't have Street Fighter. Like, same as like fan favorites like Guile or Zangief or any of those characters.
I mean, you look at Third Strike. Street Fighter 3 was Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li, and everyone else was from something else. New?
But Third Strike is not 2.
No, it's not. And it definitely wasn't 4, and it definitely wasn't 5. I think it's better than 5, personally, still, but...
Yeah, well, the problem, 5 was... The problem with 5 is the hardware. So with the PS4, you had a 5400 RPM spinny drive. So the load times were horrendously bad. And it was just like, it took forever to load anything. And the game just was...
Yeah,
it didn't run that great. It didn't run that great. It was and I don't know. I bought it. I played it a little bit and said, no.
I waited till it was on PlayStation Plus and downloaded it, and then I got the DLC for it after. So
I got it for like $20.
Yeah.
So I played through it. I was
that was pretty much what I paid when I got the DLC. I paid the Championship Edition upgrade. So yeah, that's more or less what I got.
It just didn't feel right. Like 4 was amazing. It loaded fast. It was great. But 5, I don't know. It just it didn't fit.
It didn't hit.
But the nice thing is, with current hardware of this generation of PS5 and series, we have the SSD, so shit will load. Oh my god! Like Horizon, I die or I load the game or I fast travel, and it's like, and I'm like, what? Oh, okay, cool.
I was ready to have a drink and like sit back, have a bathroom break.
I usually like I'm so used to last gen, and I'm so used to like, okay, I'll check my phone and I have like a minute of load time. Yeah. No, I have 3 or 4 seconds of load, 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's done. Okay, cool. All right.
So let's back into play. Let's talk about what we saw. Well, we'll still talk about the trailer because that did give us. We got Ryu, and we got an older Ryu, a more buff Ryu for some reason, and it's back in that hot dad skin that they kept calling him with the beard and everything. So we got hot dad Ryu up against newcomer Luke coming out and like ready to fight and going Super Saiyan a bit. And yeah, that's where we are. So we know at least 2 characters. And to me, it seems like this is going to be, they're going to attempt Third Strike again with new characters, making the current ones older, maybe up to their age as they should be. And yeah, so that's one thing. Now let's get to the controversy, because we've talked about Capcom and their recent problems with art.
Okay. So, well, no, let's talk about his package first.
Oh yeah. We gotta talk about Ryu's package because I mean, fuck's sakes.
Okay, Capcom. I'm just gonna say it. Capcom is a bunch of perverts because they had this whole fascination with Lady D in fucking Resi 8. Vampire Lady, come on.
They knew exactly what they were doing with her, and the internet loved it. And
then now we're Ryu. Look at his package.
We see Ryu's, like it's supposed to be a ripple in his clothes, but it definitely looks like you're seeing his slong, and it is.
Well, wait a minute.
It's an arm, dude. It's an extra arm.
So you're saying he's like John Hamm and he walks his penis?
Yeah, he walks his penis. That's what it is.
Wasn't there something in old school Resi with Jill Valentine like that also?
Yeah, Jill Valentine, Resi 5, I think it was.
This is not new for Capcom. They're just a bunch of perverts. So I'm just gonna go with that.
I mean, that's not even the controversy either. The controversy is where their art department has been taking assets and just
no, they paid for this.
They paid for this one. They paid a total of $80 to Adobe to do.
They went to Adobe in Photoshop and they paid $80 for this shitty font thing that looks. It's so generic and bad. And when I first saw it, I'm like, it looks like a shitty like first-person shooter. It is so bad.
There it is.
It also, like Sly pointed out, it looks like an app that has like 6 notifications.
Yeah, so literally what they did, I'm going to describe it as best I can for our audio listeners. They took this, just an S and F that looks kind of generic. And
extremely generic. It looks like something from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like
they rounded up the sides. They made the bottom line of the F a little bit more angled. And then thinned out the octagon style around it and thicken the letters. Other than that, it is an exact copy of this.
A 6. And they spray painted a 6. It's so shitty. Like I remember like 5 and 4 and 3 and all the other games had like these amazing logos and it was like all awesome. This is just shitty. It looks like a generic first-person shooter. Like, this could be like a Rainbow Six kind of thing.
Oh, here, just 1 second.
It's so bad.
Nope, that's not loading up the way I want it to.
But yeah, it's just a shitty logo. That's all it is.
Nope, that is not loading the way I want it to. But I actually have the Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter logos here from
back in the day.
From back in the day, and
back in the 90s.
And the website that I'm trying to pull it up from is not showing it, so it doesn't work.
So whatever.
We'll ignore
if you want to see it, just go to Google Images or go to Wiki or go somewheres and just search up the old Street Fighter logos. This just looks like shit. It looks like that kid that you had in high school that essentially just copied someone else's shit and said, "Hey, it's mine." This just does not look good.
Just make it a little bit different so it doesn't look like a copy of your work.
Like, Capcom can do so much better.
Come on, Capcom. Like, you guys have an art department for a reason.
I do want to try out the game. I'm hoping it works better than 5. I'm hoping it's a return to form. That logo looks like shit. That's my 2 cents. All right, Capcom did have something better that they showed off.
Debating better, but...
Okay, old school fighting collection. So we got the Capcom Fighting Collection, very unique name. It's coming out on June 24th, and it's got 10 freaking games included. Darksiders, Night Warrior, so essentially Darksiders Revenge. Darksiders Revenge 2, so Vampire Hunter 2.
So here, let's make this a little bit easier on this.
Just open up the thing. It's got a bunch of Darksiders games.
There is
Darkstalkers, not Darksiders.
There is 5 Darkstalker games here. So we have Darkstalkers 1, Night Warriors, which is Darkstalkers Revenge. Which was it? Vampire Hunter 2, Darkstalkers Revenge, which is just Night Warriors. Vampire Savior 2, which is Darkstalkers 3, and both English and Japanese. Then we also got Street Fighter 2, Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary.
They have to include a Street Fighter game.
Of course, they had to. Red Earth, which I haven't played Red Earth. I heard a lot of
My question is, where is Street Fighter 3?
Yeah, I would have expected Street Fighter 3 over 2, to be honest.
Also,
one of those things.
Also, Super Gem Fighters, which is a weird gem-based.
I enjoyed Gem Fighters and Puzzle Fighters as well to keep with the chibi style.
Super Puzzle Fighters 2 Turbo,
which is
it's Street Fighter,
just fun. That one's just a fun
and then
game.
Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness.
Another one I haven't played. So there's actually 2 of them that I have not played as of yet. So I'm excited to actually get my hands on those ones. But aside from that, don't get me wrong, I love this collection because we're getting to see Darkstalkers get some love. Darkstalkers is one of the greats of Capcom's beat 'em up or fighting games, but
we haven't had anything Darkstalkers in a long time.
I mean, the last game we got from them was a collection game on PSP.
Yes, I own that.
And the last time we've seen any of these characters was Morgan in Capcom versus Marvel versus Capcom.
Marvel
Infinite.
Versus Capcom.
And, Jedi as well. Dejaya. Can't remember his name. But that was the last time we've seen any of the Darkstalker characters. So,
but that's not a real Darkstalkers game.
No. And now with that, and also Udon is making a Darkstalkers comic now, focusing on Morgan, and it looks amazing. Like I want to find that comic and read through it. But that is the big thing. Like maybe we can start seeing a push for this. I would love a new Darkstalkers, and I'm just waiting for Capcom to deliver on it.
Yes. All right. Yeah. So essentially, we'll see. It's coming out in June on the 24th. So I'm excited about that. Okay. So
no release date for Street Fighter 6, by the way.
No, that's probably coming out, I'm guessing, next year or the year after.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. So, what's coming out of Microsoft? So, there's been talks. So, Microsoft owns a fuck ton of companies. Bethesda, that includes Fallout. They also bought out Obsidian a couple years ago. And what did Obsidian make many years ago?
Alpha Protocol.
Vegas. They also made that. I would love a new Alpha Protocol game that actually was like solid. Okay, I digress. Whatever. But Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas. There is talk that they are going to be making Fallout New Vegas 2. They didn't say who's making it, but I wouldn't be surprised that Obsidian is going to be fucking making it. And there's no fucking Bethesda bullshit of going, well, you don't get a sequel if you don't hit 85% on Metacritic. That's such bullshit. It hit 84. Fuck that.
Such bullshit.
But it's totally possible because Obsidian is owned by Microsoft. Bethesda's owned. It's all like this. So we could get Fallout New Vegas 2. And oh my god, on PC, no fucking Bethesda launcher. And also, it's gonna be on Game Pass, so I don't have to pay full price day one. Win, win, win. What up? I don't.
I mean, yeah, that's all good for you.
I love New Vegas. I've played New Vegas a lot of times.
New Vegas.
I just replayed it last year.
Yeah, I like out of the Fallout games, New Vegas was my favorite, but I'm just like, of course, this is all rumors at the moment, but it is such a high possibility that we're just, we're really hoping, we're really pushing it. But
that's the thing that Microsoft wants to do is allow creativity from their teams and to go, you want to work on, what do you want to work on? Okay, we want to work on Fallout. Okay, cool. Obsidian's like, we want to work on Fallout because we did New Vegas 1. We want to do New Vegas 2. They're like, go right ahead. We already bought you. Whatever.
See,
you want to do
as much as much as I'm also like, yes, Obsidian doing Fallout again. They've already kind of scratched that itch with us as well, because the Outer Worlds is it's not New Vegas.
No, the Outer Worlds was not Fallout. Don't get me wrong.
It was close. It was close as they could allow it to be.
It wasn't what I wanted. It was really good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't. It wasn't big enough. Vegas. Well, it wasn't big enough. It was just like, okay, you had a couple worlds that you went on, but it wasn't like what I wanted. I wanted a full-blown open world that I just talked to all the NPCs and I did all the thing, and it just wasn't. It wasn't it. But Obsidian is Obsidian. They're also doing that other game that they're working on, that medieval slash thing. That I'm excited for that.
There are other Elder Scrolls. Fuck you, Bethesda.
There are other Bethesda game, yes. Well, it was essentially their fuck you to Bethesda before Bethesda got bought out.
Yeah.
So
we're like, we're gonna do our own Elder Scrolls. Fuck you. Oh fuck, you're under the same team now.
Yeah. Okay, we're doing Fallout. Fuck yeah, take our money. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that. And also they're doing Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 1 was a first step game.
Yeah.
So
I feel like now they'll be able to get the ball rolling and it's going to be really good.
Well, and also, like, when they were doing Outer Worlds 1, it was a much smaller team. Now they have a lot more budget and people. And they can also use resources from the other studios within the organization so they could get help from, like, let's say, id, or if they want to, get help from Raven or get help from whoever, they can jump around from the different studios. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Knockout City. I have no idea what's going on with that.
So, okay, I can explain that because I love Knockout City as a it's a fun multiplayer. It has no right to be as fun as it should be, or as it is, I should say. But it is a multiplayer dodgeball game that EA helped produce. But now the team that created are actually going to go completely independent, just shy of the game's 1-year anniversary. So the game is actually going to go free to play. This is, to be honest, where it should have already started. It should have started as a free to play game, but it was a discounted, like it was $30 to jump into it.
You're telling me it's essentially Rocket League or
Yes.
PUBG?
Yeah,
that it comes out at a really low price and then
goes free to play.
Yeah, was it given away at some point?
Yeah, it was given just earlier this year on PlayStation Plus.
Okay, so
or not earlier this year, like December or something. It was close.
It did the Rocket League thing.
Yeah, did the Rocket League thing, came out on PlayStation Plus, and then was free to play after. And it's not free to play as of yet, but it is coming to.
It's in the works.
Yeah, it's going to be coming in conclusion of season 5, which is scheduled to be March 1st, and so begin on March 1st and last for 9 weeks. So the game is going, like, they're going self-publish, which, you know, it was an EA original game, and switching to free to play, they're going to be working with their community, and the community is actually pretty well for this game too. So I highly recommend it. We have some episodes on our YouTube channel to see me get, smashed in the face with balls. But
okay, cool. Okay,
but yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Free to play. Yeah, free to play is always great. Atlas had a timer. Also, they were pulling a Capcom.
Yeah, so they pulled a Capcom, and now we got another
blast from the past.
Another Shin Megami Tensei game coming out, and it's a sequel to 1997's Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. So that was originally released for the Sega Saturn in Japan
in 96.
Was it?
Yeah. And then they did a remaster of the first game on the 3DS a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Many years ago. So check. Oh, wow. Well, if you want to play the first one, make sure you go on the 3DS store before it closes, because Nintendo is like, no.
Yeah.
So that's a dick move by Nintendo, what they're doing.
Well, so yeah, we're getting a sequel to Soul Hackers, and so Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers 2, it is a very it is pretty much. I hate saying this because I know people are gonna jump on my ass for this one.
I don't care. It is stylized like Persona 5.
Okay, think if Persona was Cyberpunk. Not 2077, but think if
Cyberpunk.
If Persona had the Cyberpunk aesthetics to it, that is pretty much what Soul Hackers is, and it is great for that. I'm excited to play it
with the same fonts and style as the same animations.
Yeah,
in the menu system as Persona 5. I love that art style. It was so amazing. But yeah, so I'm excited to see more of this. Did they give us a date? It's in the summer, isn't it? August?
Yeah. August 26th, 2022 for PlayStation 4, PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
So it's coming to everything, literally.
Everything but the Switch. So yeah.
Well, the Switch can... No. It's going to come on the Switch in 6 months. that usually happens with weird, bizarro JRPGs, such as
this is also the first,
such as this thing.
I can't see that. It is. Oh yeah,
It's Neptunia X the
Senran
beach
Kagura
volleyball game. Yeah. So
game.
that came out.
It wasn't even a volleyball game. It was a water shooter game.
They had pinball. So that came out.
We don't talk about
at
pinball.
Some point last year.
True.
Hey, it's on the shelf over there. It came out last year on the in October on the PS4. It's only coming out on Switch in April. So they usually do that with Switch games. It comes out like 6 months later.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. For it. It's actually the first Shin Megami Tensei game that we're getting for Xbox. So that's going to be interesting. Wonder how that's how the fan base is going to take that, to be honest. But hey,
no, they had Persona 4 fighting game Arena.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Well, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Whatever.
That was it. That was an Arc game. I mean, come on.
That was a Bark System Works game. I love Arc. All right. Let's talk about Activision. Papa, we need a fucking Activision. We need Activision.
How many more podcasts are we going to keep talking about Activision and their massive ego or bullshit?
Okay, so let's start with Let's start with COD. So let's start with COD. This is actually a good thing. So COD is pulling a Ubisoft, and they're having a delay of 1 year. So there will be no COD game this year, which will allow.
Nope. Gotta fix that though. There won't be a COD game in 2023. So this year's Modern Warfare.
Yes.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, which will be
2.
developed by Infinity Ward, and Warzone will be supported for 2 years. So for all of you that's been, kind of pissed off about the whole battle pass and how the game, you support the game for the 1 year and then after that you have no support for it, you'll at least have 2 years for this one. So,
okay. So no COD next year, because the thing is, Microsoft doesn't want everyone working on COD. It's pretty much what it is. They want the studios to go do other shit, and they just want to allow whoever it will be making that COD game to have time to develop a game and not stress out the fuck out of their employees.
Yeah, more or less. Of course, this is the rumor at the moment. We don't have anything fully confirmed by Activision. This is a report from Bloomberg, I believe it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Bloomberg had made that report, which usually
Schreier's there, right?
Yeah. So usually they're pretty on the dot, but
I believe in Jason Schreier.
Yeah, he does have a lot of.
He's the guy.
He's the guy that you definitely follow for the insider stuff. That's the reason why Kotaku was doing so good at the time.
Holy fuck!
Now it's. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that sometime soon.
So yeah, no COD.
Now, aside from that, let's go back to the whole thing with Bobby, because
so I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So Bobby will be leaving Activision at some point, because when the transition's over, most of the time when a company gets bought out, the CEO and the higher up people go away, because that's what happens. And they get nice, big, chunky, massive checks like they won the fucking lottery. The big checks. So Bobby, supposedly, there's been talks about this, is getting a $15 million buyout. To layman's people like you or I, $15 million seems like a lot of money. But to someone like Bobby, a multi, he's on the same kind of page as like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates.
I wouldn't say that big.
Microsoft, okay. Well, okay, ego-wise.
Ego-wise, yes. Because, okay. I mean, well, his net worth is...
a crap load?
A lot.
Six crap loads?
He's worth 600 million.
Okay. So he's in the same category as like Andrew House or
he's getting half of his salary, by the way. His salary is 30 million.
Yeah. So in my opinion, fuck that guy. But in my opinion, he's only getting $15 million to walk away. That's not a lot of money for the 68 point whatever billion dollar buyout that Microsoft gave them in cash. But the thing is, there's a big old but. There's an asterisk of that $15 million. He's got stocks in Activision. He's got a ton of stocks. So he could just sell that shit off and get tenfold of that $15 million. So he could easily walk away with $150 million or more, depending on how many stocks he has.
Jesus.
So, or he might just keep them and then slowly sell them off and, do that thing.
Especially after, because I'm sure after Microsoft takes over completely, their prices are going to rise again. It's likely going to happen there.
Well, because Microsoft is going to fix them. Because like we said before, if Microsoft wouldn't have bought them out, Activision would have failed and crashed because they were so mismanaged and falling apart, and like their staff was not doing well.
No,
their people weren't doing well. So in a couple years, Activision would have been essentially fallen apart and then sold off to different companies. Like someone would have bought, EA might have bought Infinity Ward and the COD Studios. Someone else, 2K, could have bought Blizzard, and so on and so forth. So yeah, $15 million is not a lot of money, but fuck Bobby.
So let's go back a little bit to the buyout though, because there is some new developments on the buyout even, which is Activision Blizzard's shareholders have filed a lawsuit against Microsoft and the company and its board of directors alleging Securities Exchange Act violations in its proposed plans for its sale. So
good old fraud.
The lawsuit, which was filed by shareholder Cal Watson, was filed in California on Thursday, where he called Activision Blizzard's plan for the sale outlined in recent Securities and Exchange Commission's proposal unfair for a number of reasons. One of which, the lawyer said, is the board looking to procure for themselves and senior management significant and immediate benefits, which pretty much is saying they are going to use that as a golden parachute to get the fuck out of there when they should just be straight up fired. So, yeah.
But if you look at most big businesses, when they get rid of CEOs or whoever, like the big people at the top, they get severance packages. Even if you're working at a shitty company and they let you go, you get a severance package. It doesn't matter where you work. You get a severance package. You get a couple weeks of pay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's how it works. Depending on who you are and what position you held, you will get a bigger severance package. Like when I got let go about a decade ago, we got a couple weeks of pay. It wasn't $15 million, but it is what it is.
So this is again, it's another lawsuit though on top of everything that they're already fighting. And Activision Blizzard have said that they are going to fight it in court. Their actual statement was to Polygon, and it was, We disagree with the allegations made in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments in court. So this is, they had all the abuse lawsuits.
Yes.
Like that was at least.
Those are really bad.
Those are really bad. Like going to go through and fuck. And like it's mainly the reason why we're seeing Microsoft go out and, buy them out pretty much is what we're seeing.
What
along with, getting all
Microsoft,
the IPs.
Yeah, well, the IPs is one thing, but also Microsoft buying them out is to allow the employees to have a good work environment, that they're not in this very toxic, shitty place.
Yeah.
So that they can turn it around, because Microsoft has done that for multiple studios, that they've turned it around.
Yeah, it's very true.
So
yeah, that's definitely,
that's Activision. Fuck
yeah.
It's just
that's really hard now.
That's just a shitty situation.
Of course, we'll keep everybody in the loop of what's happening with Activision, and their bullshit. So,
all right, let's talk about shit that released.
Well, let's talk about one that was released, got some reviews, but definitely brought up some controversy here. And that is the horror thriller from set in World War II. Martha is Dead. Okay, so I do have to put out a warning here, so because just talking about this game is going to give us, one, demonetized, two, there's a lot of fucked up shit in this game. So just
it's a bizarro side scroller indie game.
Yeah. So this game is a horror game about people who survived wars. And
well, war in general is
fucked up,
horrific, because that's what war is. Look at Vietnam.
Yeah, and yeah. So this game, they announced a few weeks before launch, about a month before launch, which caused a little bit of a delay for the game. That the PlayStation version was going to be censored in some way. And nobody knew exactly what that was, which brought up a lot of people being a little angry. Well, angry at PlayStation, and also kind of gave the game a bit more of a push than what it was would have originally gotten, because there was a lot of news outlets that talked about it that were like, I never heard of this game before. There was a lot of videos that I saw online that were like, I never heard of this before. Yeah. And then I looked into it. So this was the good promotion is what it was in this case. But this, like, at least not for the PS4 and PS5 version. But now IGN was the ones that came out, actually put out what was cut from the game. And it wasn't necessarily that something was cut. It's just something became not playable.
Censored.
And not even censored in this way. But there are some scenes in the game where it is playable. You have things that you can do, and then you had to control them. So
Manhunt on the Wii.
Kinda. Only they didn't make it worse. So the censor mode that it has, it has two options. You can censor it completely, or you can just watch the video parts of it. You can't play it. The Xbox and PC version, you can expand and play it. But this is the scene it removed is near the end of the game, where it involves face peeling and womb cutting, along with scenes depicting miscarriage and suicide.
So it's fucked.
It is super fucked.
So it's next level fucked.
So just gonna pull up the quote that they brought up here. Just 1 second.
So it's a Clockwork Orange fucked?
Having spoken to the publisher Wired Interactive and consulted with IGN reviewers, we now know that the PlayStation version had removed interactivity from scenes where players slice and peel off a corpse's face and cut open the corpse's wounds with scissors. Reference to masturbation was also removed, and the PlayStation version features more detailed content warnings at the start of the game than the other platforms. Optional censored modes were also added to the PS4 and PS5 that, if turned on, entirely remove these scenes along with the scenes depicting miscarriage and suicide. All versions of the games feature this option to censor scenes of self-harm in the final chapter, but the Xbox and PC version do not include the expanded censorship mode on the PlayStation. So
that's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, part of it, I'm like, okay, that's good that they have especially with the self-harm, because that's such a big thing that I know a lot of people can't stomach that. That's a thing. So having that in there, that's good that they cut it out. Like, they don't have to do that. Although at the same time, you don't really want to censor your story, kind of. It just depends on what.
Essentially, because it falls into that category. If you censor someone, that can lead to more and more censorship.
Like, okay, because I am torn on this one. I'm like, I understand why you cut out these things.
I understand, but you walk a fine line, because if you censor something, that can allow more censorship, because it's like, essentially, oh, you block this, well, why don't we block these other things that we allowed previously?
And especially like the other things, like the topic of masturbation that came up was this was actually just an offside narration, pretty much, of talking about what it was like to live in an asylum where, the one thing that you could do when you're like watched all the time is,
go
get
wank on yourself.
And they mentioned that a character was doing this all day long, incessantly, until the point that she would bleed. So, that's
disturbing.
It's fucked.
Yeah, okay. This game sounds fucked.
Yeah, insanely. So, yeah. I mean, the game has been getting, I'm going to say, kind of mediocre reviews. 7 out of 10 from IGN, which is decent from them, given the fact. But a lot of people as well, they're like, listen, it's uncomfortable. If you do play it and you do like the story, you're going to like it. If you like these type of psychological thriller horror games, but it's not very fulfilling and doesn't really do much of what it set out to do. And that's pretty much what the reviews have been. I haven't played it myself, obviously. But
it's like Postal?
No, Postal sets out to do what it's trying to do, at least in the games.
Oh, it does.
I mean, if we want to talk about the movie, you just go check out What Were They Thinking, because the guys still hate me for that one.
Well, no. You got a free copy of Postal 2 if you bought the movie at the dollar store.
That is true, and it's the only reason why it's in my library.
Same here.
But
all right, let's talk about shit that released last week and this week.
Yeah. Okay. Because we have
let's start with a demo. So we got a demo for Babylon's Fall. I was gonna download it. Oh, I want to bitch about the PS5 store. It sucks. So there is no section for demos on the PS5 store, like at all.
Yeah,
you go
that
to
is
the game,
true.
And you click on the fucking ... and it'll prop the thing up. Babylon Fall, like the picture I shared of my screen, had 2 fucking demos, and I'm like, well, which one should I download?
One was the PS4, one was the
But
PS5.
it doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't, because it's stretched out too long.
Well, it says PS4 bracket PS5, and like their store is so confusing. I hate the store. They need to fix that shit. Also in the description, it did not say anything. Also, it said online only, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah. So, I did get to play. I did get to play a bit of the demo. I am, as being such a hardcore fan of Platinum games, I'm a little disappointed by this one. Mainly because of the live service aspect. And it is...
What I saw when I watched a video of it, and I heard live service Platinum game, I'm like, oh fuck, no. Live service is a bad word. That's a bad word.
Like, don't get me wrong. If it's set up like a Platinum, like if Platinum was trying to do an MMO, and I don't hate it for that. That's not the problem. The problem is that one, the servers that they're using for the demo was horrendous, because again, this is demo. They have time.
It's a demo. Right? It's pre-launch. It's coming out next week. They could fix that.
They could fix it. They can fix it.
But there's a but.
There's a big but there, and it's just, it's laggy. I could hardly get into games. And every time I tried to get into a game after the tutorial, it would crash a lot and restart me all the way back at like the beginning. So I don't know. I didn't like it from that part. I'm kind of, I gotta say this, because again, I hate comparing games to stuff that's already existing like that. But this is
Soulborn.
It is a bit of a Soulborn. There's the Platinum combat, which is something that we know and love with the hack and slash, but it's much slower than from the bits I was playing. It's slower than normal Platinum games.
But Bayonetta is so fast.
Bayonetta, Nier Automata,
fucking Vanquish. That shit is fast.
Fucking even if you take their games that they worked with Activision, with Legend of Korra, the Teenage Mutant Turtles game, Transformer Devastation. That was fast as hell. It was so much fun. This one, and I'm assuming it's because of that live service, doesn't have that oomph that Platinum games usually has. So for me, just based on the demo, I say it's not an immediate buy.
No. Also,
it's coming out at the bad time.
At the worst possible fucking time that they could ever release anything. Because it came out... my God.
It's coming out...
Well... a week ago, we had fucking Horizon Horizon Forbidden West. Then yesterday, Elder Ring comes out. Then next week, fucking Game of the Year, Elux 2. No.
Oh, fuck.
I'm excited to play that. Gran Turismo 7 comes out. Ghostwire Tokyo, the new Kirby game. Final Fantasy fucking Stranger's Paradise. There has to be other stuff. Lego comes out in April.
I have no idea why, but you like the way you said Stranger's Paradise. I now have Gangster's Paradise stuck in my head.
The Stranger. Ooh. Could we have like a mixture of fucking No More Heroes with No More Heroes? So Travis Touchdown with Gangster's Paradise. He could totally sing it. It'd be fucking awesome. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. But yeah, so Stranger's Paradise. Worst fucking time for Platinum to release this game. They should have released it at the end of next month. like end of September, end of April or May, because nothing is coming out at the end of April or May.
And especially where this one doesn't have that, like I said, doesn't have that oomph. I'm assuming that it will get better as you go on, though. Like, of course, I have this feeling, like, because I started playing D&D with my family now, and so I'm starting to see, like, as you get to later levels, it's going to be better. And
well, also,
that's
that dirty fucking word, live service. Those games get better with time. Look at fucking No Man's Sky. Game better was with time. Shit at launch. Better with time. Did Avengers get better?
I mean, it did, but
It's on Game Pass. I look at it once in a while. I open it up, and then I see 186 gigs, and it scares me.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Because you have like 4 expansions for free with it.
So you're telling me like Hulk is worth 100 gigs? It takes 100 gigs to render that motherfucker.
But also, I mean, when the game first came out, it was like.
But the problem with the game is like 186 something like that.
Yeah, it was 60 gigabytes when it first came out, and then you had Kate Bishop's DLC, which didn't really do that much. And then you had Hawkeye, which did add a lot more because you had a lot more new stuff to it. And then Black Panther came out. That was the problem.
200
Black Panther.
Who the fuck has 200 fucking free gigs of storage?
Yeah, not me anymore for sure.
Like I don't have that. But yes, I digress. I continue. Babylon's Fall, if Platinum can continue to put money into it and be able to invest, it will get better within a while. It's gonna drop in price really fast.
Here is my problem right now. Despite it being Platinum and all that, it's the publisher. Because we know
the publisher. Oh, it's Square.
It's Square. So that is Avengers as well.
It got better.
It got better, but
Square has money.
A lot.
Yeah, but Square has money, and Platinum actually cares.
Yeah, that's true. Platinum does care about their stuff.
Who's making Avengers?
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, but Crystal Dynamics is only good at doing fucking Tomb Raider.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's a basic, single player fucking game. All right.
Remember when they tried to do multiplayer for Tomb Raider and it sucked?
Oh, that's bad. All right.
Okay, well, let's talk about the other 2 games that came out.
All right. So Horizon came out last Friday. Oh my God, is it ever beautiful? It is beautiful. The first real time I'm using these fucking headphones. Oh my God, the sound design on that thing is amazing. Story-wise, glorious. The machines look amazing. Aloy, what's her face? Does a great job as her voice.
Ashley Birch.
Would you kindly? Let's go way back. Would you kindly fix the toilet? Yeah. So the game looks great. Voice act. They fixed a lot of like the little nitpicky things of like facial animation when you talk to the characters, which is great. Lance Reddick. Oh my God, the guy is motherfucking.
When is he not good at anything?
He plays perfect bad guy, like perfect antagonist that wants to help you but wants to fuck you over at the same time. He's in the same categories like Mads Mikkelsen or fucking Alan Rickman. He's just cool as fuck. But yeah, the game is great, but there's a but. There's way too much fucking dialogue. Oh my God.
That's such a weird argument. Okay,
there's just too much dialogue because
it's taken away from the urgency of the main quest.
Of what's going on. Because in the beginning of the game, spoilers, okay, so the world is going to shit. The world is going to shit and everything's dying. But that already happened in the first game, like the precursor. So everything's dying and she's like, I need to go west to go get this fucking thing and save the world. And then there's all these fucking things that are pulling her back and it's like, just shut the fuck up. Let me go do the thing and let me save the world. That's it. There's just a little bit too much dialogue, but overall,
okay. I mean, I kind of get where you're getting at there. Yeah, it's like I would say, it takes away from the
urgency of like she's like, I need to go do this, and she tells characters just, whoa, I gotta go do this, and just then
freaking it's Zelda all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Link, you must destroy Ganon.
Listen. I'm going fishing. But no, overall, they refined, like Guerrilla refined a ton of shit in the game. It looks amazing. The fucking machines.
So this is the game you need the PS5 for. Like,
yes, you definitely need the PS5, and also with the upgrades to the PS5 hardware of the SSD. The SSD is like the thing that makes the game this much better, because on the PS4, like, because the original game, that was the main reason I bought my PS4 Pro, was to play Horizon Zero Dawn, because holy fuck, it's like this crazy experience. And then the second game comes out with the PS5, it's like holy fuck, and the load times, oh my god, is fucking sweet. But yeah, though, the game is very enjoyable. It plays well. They fixed a lot of stuff. I'm really enjoying my playthrough. Just a bit too much dialogue. But other than that, I'm really liking the game. It's definitely has Game of the Year potential on it.
Okay, and the other big game, of course. The one
oh my god, the internet will not shut up about it. Horizon
Zero
or Elden fucking Ring. Oh my god, it is everywhere. You look at Reddit, it is everywhere. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, everything is all Elden Ring. So it is the new game from Software. From Software is known for making Souls, so Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro,
Front Mission,
and Kingsfield.
3D Dots Heroes.
Oh yes, 3D Dot Game Hero. I love 3D Dot Game Hero, and fucking.
We want to we've been asking for a sequel for so long.
Yeah. And those fucking mech games.
What's that, Front Mission?
No. The and that terrible ninja game on the
Armor Core.
Yeah, and that terrible ninja game on the fucking 360. Yeah, it was Armor Core.
They didn't do Front Mission.
No.
Oh, no.
No, that's Square.
Yeah, that's Square. Why did I say Front Mission then?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm thinking
whatever.
Armor Core, but I'm not.
But yeah, so Elden Ring. So I was not gonna pick it up because I was like, well, I'll buy it later on, because all of their games are very frustrating, because the whole fucking get gooder. I hate the community. I fucking hate their community of people. They're such douchebags. They're like, well, do you know what? If you don't play these types of games, and you don't do this and do that, you're not a gamer. You shouldn't be playing fucking games. I hate those people. They're such arrogant assholes. They're such arrogant assholes. It's like, if you don't achieve, if you don't do this like this, why are you even trying? It's like, real life is hard. Do you know what? Real life sucks. And when I want to play a fucking game, I want to escape real life, and I want to escape my family. I love my family, but I want to escape my family for a little bit so I can go into my own world and just fucking escape. His games are escapism.
Yeah.
Place. Yeah.
So I've only got to see clips of it. I haven't gotten to play it yet. I am getting it.
I bought it on PC. The PC version is kind of iffy, because there is some stutters and some drops in frame rate, and it kind of runs a bit weird sometimes, but it's from Software. They'll patch it and they'll fix it.
Yeah.
So I'm playing through it. It's not the same as the other games from them. It's accessible to a more regular person. It's not like in the world there is low-level enemies that you can go kill, and level up your character so you can get to the boss and not struggle.
And that's amazing considering from them.
It's very different. It's like I'm playing it and I'm like, this is not bad. I'm not fucking just dying and dying and dying and dying. I'm actually playing it and enjoying it, which is weird. Also, the horse combat is the best. When you're on horseback and you got your fucking sword and there's another motherfucker on the horse with a sword and you're just like, bam, bam, and then he dies and you're like, yeah. Also,
and that has been our official review of Elden Ring.
Bam, he motherfucking died.
Bam, he's dead. Yeah.
But like I'm playing it and like if I die, I understand why I died. And the enemies that I die from, I'm like, okay, I'll try it this time. I'm not going after a big honking motherfucking boss and I'm like, whoa, he's just a regular enemy. And I'm like, okay, then so I'm building up my stats. I'm actually really enjoying the game. But there is some things. This is not the end-all, be-all, greatest game ever made. Like the reviewers are saying that it's because right now it has like a 97 on Metacritic.
It's 10 out of 10s on a lot of different sites. So I mean,
looking at it, it is not a 10 out of 10 game. I know we get flack for this, but it's not. It's maybe a 9 or an 8. 8.5.
It is. You must a must play.
It's a definitely buy it, try it, enjoy it, but it's not like the end all be all. Holy fuck! And the game is not the best looking game ever. Like Horizon looks better, but the combat is fluid. It does have that From Software combat style of you roll, the hack, the slash, the this and that, you shield. It's got that, but it also has jump now, which is pretty awesome. And the horse mechanics are pretty awesome, but it's not the best game ever, but I'm enjoying it. And you can take your time playing through it and exploring the world and looking at the stuff and gathering stuff in the fields and just taking your time with it. You don't have to go to a boss. You can just do whatever the fuck you want. So it's a mixture of what makes an Elder Scrolls game like Skyrim great, or Morrowind great, or stuff like that great. It also feels like a Zelda game. It feels like a Breath of the Wild, that they don't hold your hand and say you need to go here. They essentially, there's golden fucking rope going in the world that tells you really where to go. But other than that, they say explore, find a dungeon, go hack and slash the dungeon. And I haven't played a game like that in a long time. It's reminiscent of Breath of the Wild, but also reminiscent of old school like games from the early 90s on the Super Nintendo that I'm like, okay, I really get to explore the world and take it at my leisure.
Yeah.
Same as like an Obsidian, like same as an Elder Scroll game. But yeah, very, very unique experience. I'm enjoying it, but it does not deserve a 10.
All right. Well, on that bombshell, let's clear out what came out this week. So, this week, starting from, we actually can start from, we can start from last week in this case. So, February 17th, we had King of Fighters 15 finally dropped for Windows, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X. So far, the talk of that game is it's fucking great. It's King of Fighters.
It's King of Fighters! What do you expect? All I can think of is old school Neo Geo.
Exactly.
4 buttons and a red joystick.
Then we had Total War Warhammer 3 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Again, I hear nothing but good things about Total War Warhammer. Fuck. It's Total War.
If you have Game Pass, it's on there. Day one.
Do it.
Like, get your fucking 1 month free trial and you can play Total War Warhammer 3.
We also had the sequel or spin-off game for Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden. Have not played this one, only heard good things as well, but also only from the fans who played the original Voice of Cards. So if you're Yoko Taro fan, you're going to want to try it. It looks cool. That was on Nintendo Switch and PS4 as well as Windows. February 18th, we had Horizon Forbidden West, as we just got done talking about, for PS4 and PS5.
There was a plus. The steel case for Horizon, best steel case I've ever had. You can take the disc out without like futzing with it. It's got the best release mechanism. I love it.
So the February 22nd, we had the release of Destiny 2, The Witch Queen for Windows, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and pretty much anything else that Destiny 2 is played on.
Yeah, and from what I heard of it from one of our contributors, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, Pentimus has been playing that nonstop, and
he's been fucking loving it.
Yeah. We also had Monarch, which is the new game from the ex-developers of the Persona series for Windows, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5. My playing of it was from the demo, and I enjoyed it. It had that Disgaea feel to it because of NIS America backing it up. And it did have a like dark Shin Megami Tensei feel to it as well. I recommend if you enjoyed both those series to give it a try, especially test out the demo, see what you think. I was good on the demo until I found random battles, and then I got fucked. And just,
Yeah, but that's Disgaea.
Final Fantasy 6 Pixel Remaster came out on the 23rd for Windows, Droid, and iOS.
I fucking bought it. It is amazing. It is like, oh my god, they made everything amazing. Also, the stupid thing is, this fucking shitty controller from the PlayStation Classic does not work with the game.
Wow.
The down button and the left button don't fucking work in game. Fucking shitty Sony and their because it came out on the PS1, so I was like, well, I can use my SNES controller, my 8-bit DOS SNES controller, but it's hooked up to my Raspberry Pi. I didn't want to fuck with that. So I'm like, okay, I'll use my PS Classic control. No, they were like, fuck you. I'm like, Sony, you cheap-ass bastards. I digress. But nonetheless, Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. Oh my god. Hands down, best remaster this year. I don't care. I'm voting for that.
Jesus. Okay.
No, it's it's FF6. The music, Kefka. The game looks great.
It's just the best Final Fantasy, is what it is.
Yeah, everyone can suck it. That thinks 7. Those people can suck it. I don't care.
Also, 24th we have Martha is Dead, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
The 25th, which was yesterday, we had Elden Ring.
Oh my god.
Grid Legends. And Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Dream.
There's so many of those games.
Oh, they are, yeah. March 1st, we have Elex 2 coming out. Far Changing Tides for Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. And Shadow Warriors 3 for PS4 and Xbox One and Windows. And it will also be a PlayStation Plus Day 1 game, as well as a Xbox Game Pass. This is the first time we're really seeing PlayStation, though, kick in that Day 1 release.
I'm still waiting for this new system that they have.
See how that turns out.
If they can give me fucking God of War Ragnarok Day 1, I will give them $20 a month.
And on the 3rd, we have Babylon's Fall, which we talked about as well, for PS4, PS5, and Windows. Wow, I'm surprised it's a PlayStation exclusive. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Platinum.
Gran Turismo 7 for PS4, PS5.
Oh my god!
And also Triangle Strategy for Nintendo Switch.
I thought that was on the 3rd.
That is on the 4th.
Oh. Yeah, and that's the follow-up for Octobat. Wow.
On the 10th, we have .hack GU Last Record for Nintendo Switch. Aztec Forgotten Gods for Windows, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. It's a 3D action adventure that has like old Aztec gods, but with tech added to it. Looks really good, actually. And on also on the 10th, we have Chocobo GP for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, kart racing games with them Chocobos. Yeah.
And that's all we're going to cover at this time. We have some other great games coming out in March. So much that it hurts my wallet. But hey, we're going to,
Hey, I cut back. I only decided on GT and fucking Ghostwire.
That is true. Which, speaking of, there's one other thing. We forgot to talk about the PlayStation Plus games, which we had Ghost Runner, which I'm excited to play again for PS5. Looks good.
No, don't get me wrong. It is a great game.
It's just it works better with mouse and keyboard.
You need a keyboard and mouse. But yeah, phenomenal game. You can it's got amazing mechanics of bouncing around. Interesting, very interesting game. It makes me think of Hotline
Miami.
No.
Super Hot.
Super Hot.
Yeah,
that kind of
super. I got a Super Hot and Hotline Miami feel to it.
Yeah, it's a very.
That's because where it's like bang, 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 super twitchy.
Yeah, it's a very interesting indie game.
And also we get Ark Survival Evolved, which sure. It's Ark. We also are getting Ghost of Tsushima Legends, the multiplayer edition, or the multiplayer game, which is good. It's Ghost of Tsushima, but multiplayer. And also on multiplayer, because we're getting another game on top of all this, is we're getting access to GTA Online for PS5. So, again, this month sucks for PlayStation.
No. I guess fucking Rockstar has not given pricing for GTA 5 on next gen.
Yeah, that is bugging me.
What the hell? The game is coming out on the 15th. Like, there's 3 weeks before that comes out, and they have not given any pricing. Like, that's such a dick move.
It is. It totally is.
We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, and even then, they don't even tell you all the new features that's coming out for the game. It's like,
no.
The fuck, guys?
They're doing ray tracing, and they're doing something, and hard drive, SSD optimization. But that's it.
Yeah. Anyways, that's our show for tonight. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. If you're watching this from YouTube, if you're watching this on Twitch, give us that follow. And if you're watching this on Facebook, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that share button. And that's it. For GameItAll.com, I'm Luke Scrim.
And we're up is Pino25, and next week we will definitely be talking about Activision because that's a weekly topic.
Yeah, obviously. We'll see you guys.
And we haven't talked about EA for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had their own controversy that they kind of successfully avoided this week. So I mean,
good guy EA.
Well, okay. Well, let's cover this last bit of news here because they Battlefield.
Yes. Oh, it's bad.
They it's bad, but they have weekly rewards, right?
Yep.
This week the reward was going to be a Russian helicopter with a smiley face on it.
So bad.
It got pulled so fast because of the current
shit.
Because the current news. EA pulled that off so fast, and I am glad they have because holy shit, that would have been horrible. But yeah, that's a
classic EA.
I mean, given the time frame, it was about to be like nothing was happening when that was announced that was going to happen. And then when that happened, they pulled it immediately. It was just, get the fuck out. We're not doing that. But that's, as I said, that's where our show ends tonight.
All right.
Again, hit that like, subscribe button, hit that notification button to know when we publish next. And for GameItAll.com, I'm Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? It's Speedo25, and that's it.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.